The man suddenly freaked out. A creepy black cloud popped up, right in the middle of a clear sky. Even weirder, everything started blowing toward it, like the cloud was inhaling the whole scene. Before anyone could say bad omen, the wind just ghosted. Silence hit so hard it rang. But that mess of cloud up top, yeah, it was far from done. Right on cue, boom, lightning cracked the sky open. At first the guy thought it looked cool, then reality slapped him. The next bolt hit less than 100 meters away. He finally got the memo and yanked his daughter inside. She screamed like a horror soundtrack. He, still playing it cool, even swore on his dumb confidence. Lightning never strikes the same spot twice. Spoiler, it does. Dude got humbled and crawled under the table. But plot twist, the lightning show ended early. When he got up, every plug in the house was fried. Phones, dead. Watch, useless. He rushed outside, only to see every car bricked like old tech. Baffled, he joined the herd and went to the lightning landing zone. There, giant crater, but the rocks around it, ice cold. Then folks noticed something. Something down there was moving. Next second, cracks ripped through the ground, fast and loud. The building next door split open like a bad banana. The ground around it caved in hard. Something big, real big, was clawing its way out. The man, not even 5 steps away, watched the building chunks start to spin. Then, the torn-up ground ballooned like it inhaled and exhaled into a giant sinkhole. Yet the peanut gallery didn't move. Nope, just had to see what's in the pit. And when they did, oh, they met regret. Up came a 3-pointed metal beast, growling like it hated being awake. Then, laser light show. But make it, mass deletion. Anything the beams touched, dust. Nothing left. And somehow, thanks to main character energy, the man didn't get toasted. Even after dragging his ash-covered self home, the man still hadn't snapped out of the horror trip. His daughter barely touched him. He jumped like a haunted toaster. Once his brain rebooted, he rushed to wash off the funeral powder he'd been marinating in. That's when it hit him. This place? Not safe for long. He told the kids to grab whatever wasn't nailed down, pulled a pistol from under the bed like a doomsday prepper, finally getting his moment. On the run, he spotted the one working car in town. The neighbor thought it was a joke, until Steel Demon showed up behind them. No time for I told you so. The man floored it, leaving the neighbor to become a red smear on the asphalt. With the whole town about to be wiped like a whiteboard, he veered onto the highway, watching broken-down cars and clueless faces blur past his window. No time to chill, because in the apocalypse, monsters are scary, but people are worse. He gunned it non-stop and made it to his ex-wife's house in another city before nightfall. So far, no alien wrecking balls had hit this place. Just in case, the 3 of them bunked in the basement. They woke up to chaos outside, smartest move they made all week. Explosions were lighting up the night, and the fire nearly kissed them through the window. When the sun finally bothered to show up, the man stepped outside, only to find a landscape straight out of hell. Even inside the house, plane wreckage casually showed up like surprise furniture. Turns out a plane crashed right there last night. While checking the scene, he ran into 2 wandering journalists. From their footage, it was clear. That 3-legged freak? Not alone. There were more. A lot more. And they weren't just passing through. They were claiming the planet, like squatters with a laser show. Apparently they'd been nesting underground for years, just waiting. And what woke them up? Yep, those sketchy lightning strikes. Then came the low, guttural growl in the distance, the kind that makes your stomach try to crawl out your back. The man grabbed his kids. Time to run. Again. Midway, his daughter picked the absolute worst time to go take a little walk. Insisted on going where he couldn't see her. Classic horror movie move. Seconds later, he froze. The girl stared, horrified. Floating in the water was a man's corpse. Before she could even scream, more bodies floated downstream like a post-apocalyptic parade. She was seconds from losing bladder control when her dad showed up just in time. Not that he looked shocked. Turns out, just yesterday, he'd already been through worse than this. Worse than bodies in rivers. Try metal titans crawling out of hell, slaughtering humans like background extras. In a blink, his hometown got pancaked. He and the kids barely slipped out. So began their scenic escape from annihilation. Just as he managed to calm down his jump-scared daughter, his genius son saw a military convoy. And of course, the boy wanted to tag along and go fight mechs like it's a video game. Took all of Dad's bargaining skills to stop him from marching into a metal blender. But peace is a myth. That night, their car got ambushed by desperate refugees. The alien invasion had fried all vehicles, except theirs. The last working car he calls the jackpot. While trying to swerve around a mom hugging her kid, he slammed into a pole. That's when the riot began. A full-on brawl over one ignition key. The man and his son were yanked from the car like groceries in a looting spree. Only when he pulled his gun did the chaos pause. But not for long. Another gun, this one aimed right at his forehead. To protect his kids, he dropped his weapon and surrendered the car. No one noticed. Someone else snatched the pistol. As he led the kids away from the mess, gunshots rang out again. People were dying for a damn vehicle. Whatever was left of humanity, gone. With no car, they walked. Didn't get far before a railroad crossing blocked them. Then came a flaming train, barreling past like it had somewhere worse to be. The people watching, no fear left, just hollow stares and dragging feet, zombified by trauma. Ahead, a working ship, hope, until the girls saw a flock of crows avoid the forest up ahead. Bad sign. Right after those tripod monsters showed up again, one guttural growl and the panic switch flipped. People sprinted toward the ship like Salvation had limited seating. The monster scanned them all like picking dinner off a menu. As the captain hesitated, the man and his kids leapt onto the deck in the literal last second before the plank got pulled up. More people swarmed the ship, desperate to escape, but the captain chose survival. Engines go, no mercy. Just as the man thought maybe, just maybe, he made it. The sea spun. A whirlpool cracked open, and out came a towering alien mech like Poseidon had a robot child. The wave it created alone nearly capsized the ship. People went flying overboard like popcorn kernels. But the real horror hadn't even started. Tentacles, long, cold, selective. It began fishing in the ocean, snatching humans like they were party favors. And somehow main character energy came through again. He and the kids crawled back to shore, alive. But what they saw ahead? Aliens butchering people like it was sport. And this time, they weren't holding back. Wherever the alien mechs passed, shredded bits of human clothing drifted down like winter snow. By dawn, the leftovers of humanity regrouped, wandering aimlessly into the distance. But just beyond the hill, a wall of fire lit up the sky, a reminder the aliens weren't granting breathers. That's when a military unit sped past the refugees. And just like that, the kid's eyes lit up again. He broke into a sprint, chasing war like it owed him rent, ignoring his dad and sisters screaming. The man dropped his daughter and chased the boy down, pinning him to the dirt. But this time, no matter what the man said, the kid's stare didn't flinch. Pure death wish. What he didn't know, even humanity's top-tier fighter jets couldn't scratch the aliens. The man tried, begged, reasoned, but mid-lecture an old couple strolled over, saw the girl standing alone under a tree, and decided she was lost. Tried to rescue her. By force. Now the man faced his worst choice yet. His stubborn son, or his daughter about to get abducted by citizens with savior complexes. He glanced one last time at his son, then turned and ripped his daughter out of the couple's hands. But just as he did, a fleet of burning tanks came crashing down the hill. The war wasn't just lost, it had been humiliating. Aliens didn't even break a sweat. And now, a giant python-shaped probe was slithering through the ruins, scanning for leftover humans. Nearby, 2 women were holding their breath like even air might give them away. But one man, holding an axe, ready to go full Viking against an interstellar death noodle. The man frantically waved at him. Don't be stupid, because he'd seen what happens. Anyone touched by alien lasers? Instant ash. No body, no funeral, tanks, jets, nukes, nothing could hurt these things. After a full sermon of Tom Cruise-style logic, Andy finally dropped the axe. Reluctantly. He then tried to sneak under the mech while it wasn't paying attention. But of course he bumped something. The clatter was enough. The python's sensors twitched. It turned. Panic. The man grabbed a mirror, held it up like camouflage, and it worked. The beast stared at its own creepy reflection, fired a few bored shots, then wandered off. Almost safe, until the girl's foot stuck out from behind the mirror. Of course it did. The alien stopped, turned back, started moving toward them, slow, steady, inevitable. They used its blind spots to pull a last-second reposition. It worked. They exhaled, but only for a second. Because now, a few alien soldiers entered the basement. Turns out that giant mech was just the scout. The main crew was just arriving, and guess who reached for the shotgun again? Andy, because apparently he never learns. The man spotted it just in time. Andy wanted to die, fine, but dragging the man's daughter with him? Not happening. As the aliens curiously poked around, Andy, who was built like a fridge, started to get the upper hand. He grabbed the shotgun back, but just as it looked like he was about to do something dumb again, a deep, guttural growl roared from outside the house. The aliens called in everyone. Full squad, no chill. Meanwhile, the blood-red roses outside the house started growing like something out of hell. Through the window, they saw what the mech was really doing. It tossed out a captured human like trash on a Tuesday. Then out came a thin, twitchy tentacle. It jabbed straight into the body. Blood drained instantly through a tube. That's when Tom finally got it. This is what's feeding those roses. Not fertilizer, just people. Andy, mentally checked out. Watching that broke him. He started doing what he does best. Panic digging. Tried to tunnel his way out with a shovel like he was auditioning for a prison break. Problem? All that noise was a neon sign for alien attention. Tom tried to talk him down. Logic, begging, threats. But Andy was gone. So Tom did the only thing he could. Covered his daughter's eyes. Told her, duck, no matter what she hears. Then turned and shut the door behind him. Screams, growling, then silence. When the door reopened, the girl didn't say a word. She knew, but she also understood. After the only wild card was removed, they finally slept without the sound of dying. But peace never lasts. In the middle of the night, the girl woke up, gripped by some unnamed terror. Then Tom, now half paranoid, half exhausted, grabbed the axe and unleashed a full combo on the lurking alien python. It backed off, head low, humiliated. Only then did he notice his daughter was gone. He ran outside, only to find the world now covered in blood-red roses. Didn't matter. Fear took a back seat. He had to find her. He climbed a hill, but what waited on the other side still knocked the air out of him. And then, just when he thought it couldn't get worse, the alien tripod stomped into view, right in front of him. For the first time he saw one this close. That pressure, he could feel it in his teeth. He bolted, hid inside a car. Didn't matter. The mech yeeted both man and car like luggage. Through a hole in the roof he saw it. His daughter, snatched by the alien. Broken, furious, done with subtlety, he found a string of grenades. Useless for damage, but perfect for getting attention. The mech turned. Bingo. He was grabbed too. But this time he saw the full operation. 2 whole baskets filled with terrified, still-breathing humans. He spotted her, his daughter, alive. Tom got her back. But, next second, another tentacle slithered out from the mech. Time to play Who Dies Next. Tom shielded his daughter with his whole body, but boom, one of his legs got snagged by a suction limb. No hesitation. Tom grabbed a grenade. This was it. But this time, people actually helped. Instead of screaming and watching, they pulled together, grabbed him mid-air, and yanked him back from the void. Everybody go! Then, boom. The mech imploded from the inside. The human cage fell straight onto a tree, like fate had a sense of humor. Tom and his daughter landed safe again. Looking back at the smoking wreck, Tom finally realized aliens weren't invincible, just really dramatic. Soon after, he and a flood of other survivors made it to Boston. Sure, it looked like hell, but something was different. The blood-colored roses? Dead, crumbling into powder at the slightest touch. He looked up. The alien mechs were frozen, offline. Even the soldiers nearby had no clue what had just happened. They didn't shut down because of missiles. They just broke. The last working mech lost its shield. Tom ran straight to the officer, told him what he saw. Within minutes, troops surrounded the thing, opened fire. Didn't take long. That mech got shredded. Its pilot spilled out like bad sushi. And just like that, the alien invasion ended. No final boss, no epic speech, just collapse. Tom and his daughter finally reunited. Years later, scientists figured it out. The aliens didn't lose to guns. They lost to bacteria. All those trillions of invisible little things we never think about. They wiped out an entire invasion. Turns out, if you breathe, eat, and drink on Earth, you better be ready to fight germs. The aliens weren't. And humanity, after coughing up millions of lives, earned the right to keep living in the dirt.